Please get up.
One act of heroism made him the father of her child. The palace of Valeria Prime shook under the bombardment of the Dravkor fleet. Plasma fire scorched the night, towers crumbled, and screams echoed through the city. Princess Arya pressed a hand to her belly, where the unborn heir of her late husband stirred. She had sworn to protect this child, the last hope of her bloodline. But the enemy wanted her dead. As the palace shields failed, chaos spread. Guards fled. Servants scattered. And then, through the smoke, one soldier appeared. Not Valyrian. Not noble. A human mercenary. Elias Ward. He saw her standing frozen at the balcony. Without hesitation, he rushed through the falling debris, caught her wrist, and pulled her away just as the balcony collapsed in fire. "Come with me," he barked. She stumbled beside him, stunned by his fearlessness. Chapter 2: The Escape. Elias fought like a storm through the palace halls. Twice he threw himself in front of her to shield her from blasts. Once, he carried her across a broken bridge when her legs failed. They reached the hidden tunnels beneath the palace, but not before the enemy soldiers cornered them. "Go!" Elias shouted, holding his blaster. Arya hesitated, but he glared back. "I'll find you. Run!" She obeyed. Minutes later, he staggered into the tunnels, bruised but alive. He had fought against overwhelming odds, refusing to fall. For Arya, his heroism was more than duty. It was salvation. Chapter 3: A Bond in Hiding. In the mountain refuge where survivors gathered, Arya found herself constantly at Elias's side. He brought food, built fires, and stood guard while she slept. At first, she saw him as a protector, but slowly she saw more. He listened when she spoke of her people's lost glory. He shared his own pain, an orphan raised in war with nothing but a soldier's life. And when her child kicked inside her, he smiled softly as though it were his own. "Why risk so much for me?" she asked one night. "Because you're not just fighting for yourself," he said quietly. "You're carrying the future." Her heart shifted. For the first time since her husband's death, she felt less alone. Chapter 4: The Birth. The night of labor came without warning. Arya screamed in agony inside the cave, clutching Elias's hand. He refused to leave her side, whispering encouragement, holding her through every cry. Hours later, a baby girl was born. Teeny, fragile, alive. Arya wept as she cradled her daughter. But when she placed the child in Elias's arms, something extraordinary happened. His hardened soldier's face softened with awe. "She's beautiful," he whispered. Arya touched his cheek. "Do you see? She lives because of you. You are her father now, if not by blood, then by fate." He opened his mouth to protest, but when the infant's tiny fingers wrapped around his heart gave in. Chapter 5: War's Return. Peace didn't last. The Dravkor found the refuge. Explosions rocked the mountains as soldiers stormed in. Elias thrust the baby into Arya's arms. "Run!" she cried. "I won't leave you." But he smiled fiercely. "You will. 'Cause if you fall, she falls. And I'll die before I let that happen." Then he turned, blaster blazing. One man against many. He fought like a lion protecting his cub. When the smoke cleared, Elias stood bloodied but victorious. Arya collapsed against him, sobbing. "You fool, you nearly died." He held her and the child close. "I swore to protect my family. And that's what you are now." Chapter 6: A New Dawn. Months later, the war ended. Valeria was free. Arya was crowned queen with her infant daughter beside her. And Elias stood at her side, no longer nameless but honored as the guardian of the bloodline. When whispers arose about his place, Arya silenced them. Without Elias Ward, neither I nor my daughter would live. He is her father, chosen by fate. That night, as fireworks lit the skies, Elias and Arya finally admitted what their hearts had long known. Love had grown from fire, forged in sacrifice. One act of heroism had changed everything. Elias Ward had not only saved a princess. He had become the father of her child, and the heart of her future. Epilogue: The Legacy. Years later, little Princess Selene asked, "Am I truly his daughter?" Arya smiled, pulling her close. "Blood makes life, my love. But love makes a father. And no man ever loved you more than Elias Ward." And so the child who carried two legacies, one royal, one born of heroism, grew strong, always knowing her father's love was the truest gift of all.